Yeah, and we're here. We're live.
All right.
Wow.
So I'm Todd Rains,
And I'm Cindy Drozda.
and we're in my shop. So today is Tuesday, August 27th, you said?
Yep. And we just got back from SWAT. So,
Yeah,
I get to visit with Todd and Shelly for a couple days after SWAT. Lots of fun.
definitely. So that SWAT happened last weekend and last couple days ago, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday down in Waco. And we both live streamed from there. I did a live stream on Friday, and you did one
on Saturday.
Yeah. So I was in my booth, and Cindy, I think, wandered around a bit.
Yeah, I showed everybody the trade show, everything but my own booth.
I didn't really go around my booth too much either, but
right.
I actually turned this thing, the front side of this thing, that we're gonna finish off today.
Yeah. So we need to turn something.
We do. We need to turn something. We're in. This is funny. Do you want to step down for a minute?
So everybody, you see the two of us together. Normally you see me in my shop and Todd in his shop. Well, so here's the two of us together, but check it out. I'm standing on the floor now.
So this is this is Cindy's normal height. This is my normal height, and this is her height at the lathe. I think it comes up to your chin.
It's like almost to my chin.
So we got her a box, an apple box or something to step on, basically, and she'll turn from there. So we got a couple people join in.
Oh, look at that.
James Carter, good to have you.
Yeah.
Thanks. We saw you just a couple days ago.
Oh, yeah.
And then Michael McEwen made it back home.
And Michael, you were at SWAT. Yeah, this is great.
So these are folks, both folks that went to SWAT, and we caught up with them. It's good to have them there. Good of you to join. So we're not really going to banter too long, but there's a couple of things coming up. First of all, tomorrow night, Lyle Jameson is doing his basics of holoform turning.
Yeah.
So check out Lyle Jameson's site for.
And I'll be on an airplane.
Yeah, and I probably will be not there because I'll be driving you to the airport. No, I might be back by then. And
look, people are coming in to watch us.
Nice,
this is great.
Nice. So Lyle Jameson tomorrow on Zoom. Go to lylejameson.com. Check out that. Find a ticket for his Basics of Holoform Turning.
Yeah, Basics of Holoform Turning is what he's doing.
And then Saturday,
I always learn a lot from Lyle, so this will be no exception.
And Friday, what's happening Friday, Cindy?
Oh, what's happening Friday? I have a live stream on Friday, and it'll be me in my shop by then. And what am I going to do? Nobody knows.
Don't know yet. Have you set it up? You've set it up.
I set it up. Yeah, and if you're on my list, you've already gotten the registration link, so you'll get the link there in your email and also 2 hours before. But yeah, I don't know if you've got any ideas of what I should do. Type them in there.
Dave Piper and Spun by Green Jeans. Don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
I'm not sure, but howdy to you two, Spun by. Good to have you here.
Old Man River Woodturner is here.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. He's got a little grandson in his arms. Well done. All right. So that's Friday, Cindy's live stream.
Yep.
And then a week from that Friday.
Oh, look, Shelly's on the stream.
Oh, no. Where?
The comment, let me get it. Right here.
Oh, she is. Yay,
Shelly.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thing about SWAT is I get to see Shelly in person.
We're having pulled pork nachos tonight.
Oh, Shelly is the greatest cook.
So
yeah.
And then back to Friday after this one is September 6th.
Oh yes.
And what are we doing
that day? We're
having
having
a sharing
session. Kind of
like this in a way.
It's kind of like this, except we're not in the same room.
Yeah.
But that's on Zoom, and it's a chance for everyone to share what you've done and let us know what you're doing. Troubleshoot your process. It's a great time to just learn from each other. And I love these sessions. There's always a bunch of ideas floating around, and it'll be great fun.
Absolutely. Copper Isle Woodturning, thank you for joining. Daryl Cohn, good to see you here.
Yeah, Kentucky. All right.
Yeah, excellent. So a lot of good people joining in. This was very impromptu. We didn't plan this. I mean, we didn't set it up ahead of time.
We planned it from about 5 minutes ago.
Pretty much. Well, maybe 35 minutes ago. But then I think, I don't know what's up next. Vendor showcase. You've got a demo though in October, right?
Friday.
Oh, Rocky Mountain Symposium.
Friday is my live stream, and then the Friday after that, Todd does a live stream.
I do. I won't be here though. I won't have a live stream that
Are
day.
you not going to do one?
No,
Oh,
no, I won't be
And-
live streaming. in
no,
the month of
that's
September.
actually the sharing session, right?
Yeah, the sharing session I
Sharing
can
session
do,
is the 6th.
but I won't be able to turn anything on my live stream
Right.
after that. 2 weeks. 2 weeks
Yeah,
after
I'm
that.
all confused because I'm not where I'm usually
Yeah, yeah.
live streaming from. But yes,
So-
Rocky Mountain. Hey, and if you tune in during Rocky Mountain, you'll see some live streams, impromptu stuff, and maybe we'll see Todd in my shop.
Yeah, last year I think you streamed the longest shaving
the longest
competition.
shaving competition.
Longest
yeah.
shaving
Well,
competition.
we'll have to see what we do this year.
Last year, Jan Moreau won it with a spindle
39
gouge.
feet.
39 feet. A single continuous
One
ribbon of
shaving.
wood. One
Yeah,
shaving.
they needed a bunch
Fantastic.
of tables to measure that.
I think I got 10 feet on mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. I didn't enter. I
No.
didn't have the guts to do that.
Yeah.
And then after September 27th through 29th in Loveland, I have a demo, which we don't have any info on, but it's October 12th, and I'll be doing ornaments with finials.
Right.
So more on that later. But right now, I think we should turn something.
We should turn something. We're gabbing.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so
what do you
let's-
take this off?
Yeah, let's take this off. Let's move this off. In fact, if you want to take that over there, and look at that type of word. Hang on, pop something up on the screen. Let me move that down. If you wanted to highlight
I can do
comments as
comments.
I'm going to turn first. So at SWAT, I demonstrated making a true arc bowl. This is one I made here in the shop, and this one is the one I made at SWAT. So it's a little piece of cherry. We got a big ass tenon. Sorry, a big tenon on the back side, but it's got a nice true arc. The true arc is a robust tool. It's a captured scraping system that's captured in the tailstock, gives you a consistent radius. And so we're going to turn this down, put a little foot on it for Cindy to make maybe a pedestal or something. So,
Hey, Tony's here. Tony,
Tony, good to have you here.
What's with this?
Oh, yeah.
what's with this?
There you
I'm
go.
inept with the technology today.
Yeah.
That's Ward. Howdy, Ward.
From the west coast of Arizona.
All right.
And there's Tony.
So we got this
Hello.
jammed on this big jam chuck here. If we take a look there, let me get small. There you can
is
go.
this
The wrong
the
one.
Jake that we met at SWAT?
There you go.
Oh,
Oh, maybe, yeah.
yeah. good to
All
see
right.
you, Jake. That was fun.
So we got this pinned on this big jam block, just friction drive. I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to make the walls even thickness and put a little tenon on the bottom side. Grabbing a little 1/2-inch bowl gouge and double check that's tight.
So
That's tight.
at SWAT, Todd was representing
Robust tools like he always does. And I never saw anything about a robust vacuum system. Is there something
Yes.
coming?
No, it's out. He had them there.
He did?
Yeah, he had them there. He has 3 sizes of vacuum chucks, about a 3 1/4 inch, and then about a middle 6-inch and a bigger 6-inch or a 4-inch and a 6-inch. And they're all solid aluminum. They've got little 3D printed silicon
Ooh,
things. What do you call that? Gasket, I guess,
gasket,
material.
you'd call it.
And-
Seal.
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
All right.
I'm gonna have to have that.
So let's take this down a little bit. A little turning here. Let's see what the wide shot looks like. Maybe that might be better. And kind of just rough that down a little bit. All right, so now we've got these square wings we got to take care of right here. So I'm going to follow that contour and clean that up. So, all right, so I'm going to rub my bevel on that wood to see where I need to end. And it's right there. Go in a little bit. I had a big crack there, so I probably took a big chip out. This is about just moving my body back and forth more than anything. So
Yes,
let's,
Dave from Ontario, Canada.
well, that's
Yay
really
for
chipping out.
Canadians. Shelley told me they had 5 Canadians
In their booth at SWAT, and it's probably all the Canadians that were
I
at
need a bit
SWAT.
more speed. This big jam chuck is on a 4-inch tenon. See what surface I get out of that. Better, bad, better, better. I got one edge that's really chipping out.
You can't
I'm gonna try.
see whether you've got your wall thickness while you're doing this.
It's just kind of guess.
Yes?
Yeah. I'm going to try scraping this with a negative rake scraper, aka skew, to see if I get a better finish on that one corner.
I bet you will, because you're cutting into the side of the tree right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian was at SWAT.
Brian Lovins?
Yeah.
Good to have you here, Brian. Hey, hey. All right. That's better. I got some chip out in here. I'm going to have to go a little bit deeper. So this will be a thinner one than the previous one. Just trying to take care of the wings before I get the rest of this mass out of the way.
Did that do any better?
Yes, much better, much better. And we're pretty consistent on that wing. So now I'm all into solid wood all the way around. I think I'll leave it there. I might go one more round with this thing just to. I'm a little bit thicker, I think, in the middle of the cut here than I am at the wings. So that's going to make a difference when we look at this profile. So if I'm thinner out here and not in here, you'll see the difference. So.
Yeah, great to meet you at SWAT, Jake. That was fun. We had a good time. It was a live stream. All right, good to have you here.
All right. So I made this jam chuck to match the radius of the true arc of this one. I tell you,
wants to know what we're working on.
Yeah, we're working on this true arc plate here, this size. But it took me longer to make this jam chuck than it did to turn this thing, just to get the right shape, because I didn't have anything to make the shape consistent like the true arc system.
Oh, right. So you don't have a true arc for the
Outside.
convex
Right.
part.
Yeah.
And Chuck, to answer more of your questions, that's the kind of thing with this plate. I get to turn a little support for it.
Let's see what that looks like. That's looking pretty good. I just got to kind of see the interior curve, exterior curve. I think I'm looking okay there. I'm going to clean up this tenon a little bit. We're going to make this a little tenon stick out on this thing, about the size of this 1/2-inch step center.
Oh, Jackson is having a hard time hearing me. Maybe I need to fix this.
All right, so let me just change this angle a little bit.
Try that.
Raise this up a little bit. And I'm going to squeeze that in a little bit. And then we're going to do a little bit more shear scraping. Unfortunately, a little piece tore out right there. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that out. We'll see. We'll do some negative rake scraping in here. A little tall. So this is a skew. Try and get that tenon nice and square for you. It's a straight skew on a convex surface, so I'm able to kind of use it all over. It's just touching one section at a time. We're not going to sand today, so this will be just done as best we can. All right, Cindy, what do you think?
Well, let's have a look. Oh, yeah, that looks pretty good.
I think I'll
Nice, consistent wall thickness.
I think I'll clean that up a little bit. I might try this other. Did I bring that other scraper out?
I don't remember seeing another scraper. I want that tenon to be a parallel wall there,
Right.
if you can.
I need to change around and get in there parallel with the. I'll just do a little bit of shear scraping with the bowl gouge up here. So we'll do that. Take care of some of that tear out, or tool marks more than anything, really. Drop this back down a bit. All right. Won't spend too long on that. That will come. That's much better. That will come out with sanding. Now I need to change this. I think I need. Can you hand me that 4-inch rest right hanging in that hole there? I'll try that one.
That's not a 4-inch. Do you have a 4-inch?
This is. Oh, there's that 6-inch.
I think it's a 6-inch.
Oh, I gotta go
That's
this
the
way.
one you wanted?
Yeah, that's the one I wanted.
Okay.
And move my handle this way. Can I get in there? I need to give me more tool rest room. All right. And I have to go left-handed with my little parting tool to try and make that parallel. Let's give that a go. Check that. Check that. I have to turn this down low speed to start with.
Hey, Doug, good to see ya. Hello from Virginia. Yeah, glad you could join us. Oh, and Flo from up in on the road in your motorhome. Excellent. Thanks for coming in to us.
All right, how's that look?
How does that look? Oh, that's very nice. Feels good. Smooth curve.
A little bit of sanding, and that would
Yeah.
clean that
Are
right
you
up.
going to sand it?
No, I don't think so. I don't have my hose. I'm a little bit not set up fully. Well,
Oh.
I mean,
Chuck, I
It's
can
not that far,
testify
actually.
to the fact that his shop AC isn't working at all. There's a fan blowing on us, and I can completely understand why Todd doesn't want to do any IRDs in the summer.
yeah, it's just a little too
It's hot in here.
hot. I guess I can do a little bit of sanding. I'm just going to do a little bit, pull that gate up, and that
Okay.
one in.
That one in.
And then I'll reach behind you with that. And a little bit of sandpaper. And we'll just do a couple spots of, I don't know what I got here.
How do you turn on the
240.
dust collector?
There's a little remote right on the headstock below the indexing wheel.
Oh, okay.
Speed down. A little sanding with the grain really makes a big difference.
That makes a difference?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, and you got to get those corners somehow.
yeah, that's how I don't want to sand too hard on the corners, otherwise
No.
they tend to round over too much.
Yeah,
So-
I usually don't like to sand with the lathe running on anything sticking out like those corners.
Yeah. So I power sanded with the lathe running, mostly the interior and saving the wings here for hand sanding. And I'm sanding with 240. I might have had to start at 180, but this is getting most of it. I didn't even sand the inside when I was at SWAT, so.
Oh, here's Carly from Puerto Rico. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Yeah, good to have you here. So if you can't see Cindy, she's just off to the.
Yeah, I'm over here. Oh, yeah. Where am I?
There
over here.
All right, I think I'm going to call that good. I'm going to say that part is done. So I can even hand sand that, but I think that's not bad. Unfortunately, I got something chipped out there.
Oh, yeah.
This dry cherry is really kind of hard to do or avoid chip out.
You got a really nice curve on the inside with that true arc, though.
Yeah, so there's that
looks good.
Curve.
Very good.
You can see online. There's the little 10 in the back that Cindy's going to join up with.
So my job now is to make some kind of a support for that, and we got a piece of wood. I've been looking forward to this. That's some of that. What kind of oak is it? Burr oak? Burr oak, right?
Yeah, burr oak. This is the oak from the quadricentennial tree in Plano that we received. Both Steve Worcester and I got some chunks of it, and a few other artists here in the
and Todd's
Plano,
been turning
Dallas
it on
area.
His live streams.
Yeah,
for
so
the last few.
Here's some roughed out plates of it. And let me just turn myself off. So nice some quarter sawn stuff there, and then we've got a spindle blank for Cindy to work on.
Yeah, right here.
I'll take this guy off. Set that aside.
Now we'll get this one here. So what I've got is a little spindle blank of that burr oak. And what I've got is a lathe that's way too tall for me. So that's better. How do you turn you on? Here?
Chroma key. Hit that one.
Reset chroma? Oh,
that one.
On.
There you are.
Okay.
There I am behind you. Let me grab the little remote thing.
And I'm going to bring up the tail stock here.
I'll stand over here. I can hand you tools.
Oh,
okay. So you don't have to get down.
I want the bowl gouge.
The big one?
And a 1/2 inch like that one. And a spindle gouge.
Or you want this little spindle gouge?
Well, you said that one was better, so.
Probably.
Sure, I'll take it. And a parting tool. And that skew. Okay.
All right.
And we need a tool rest. So I think.
Need the tool rest. There's one there.
This
hanging
one's
out.
all right. I think this one's all right. Actually, no, I think that other one's better.
Like that other
the
one?
6-inch one.
All right.
If you're wondering why Todd's handing me tools, it's because I am considerably shorter than he is, and this lathe is funny. Todd's got his robust American Beauty on the highest setting it'll go, and mine's on the lowest. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of the altitude problem here.
Let's just for kicks and giggles.
I don't think I've turned on somebody else's lathe since. Okay. What's your spindle height?
My spindle height is 52 inches.
And mine at home, I think, is 42.
And how many inches are you tall?
62 in my dreams, at least when I was younger.
So 10 inches above your height or below your height.
Yeah, that sounds. Oh, yeah. This lathe it's like right about nose level.
Len's handcrafted wood signs. Hi, all. Hi, Len. Good to have you here. Oh, John Hayes is here.
Cindy to the corner? No. Oh, Tony. Yes, he's another tall guy.
Yeah.
Another.
Tony. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna start on 0 and turn it on, and then crank it up.
Oh, I've got probably the index.
What did you got?
No,
that's. There we go. And then we'll crank it up. Somebody else's lathe. Turning on it for the first time of the day for me. I'm just turning it up gradually, but we may as well go all the way up because it is a spindle blank And then I'm just going to rough this down here. This is that burr oak, and I was really hoping I'd get a chance to try it. The other thing I have is somebody
Thank you,
else's.
James.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's what he meant by down in the
Yeah.
corner. This happens to be Todd's IRD setup, so I'm letting
Todd's
him
like 6'7"
do.
or so. Chuck, I'm about 6'3" apparently, according to my wife. So how's that turning for you?
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's really pretty hard, and
Let's stop and
dense.
take a look at the grain, because that's the thing I love about this stuff.
Here.
So this piece, if you look at it in overhead there, and I'm just going to zoom in.
Here.
Yeah, so this gray staining is from a metal, whatever, I don't know what it was, in this chunk of wood. It ruined one of my bandsaw blades.
Oh,
But
like a nail?
It could be a nail or a spike, yeah, something like that. That I had to cut around, but it left some black staining. I got a piece behind here that's got some really nice black staining. So it is, it's kind of interesting grain anyway. And then you get all the ray-fleck pattern in it on this oak. So I really like that. And then this one, oh, I haven't plugged that in. Let's see if we can't.
Nail polish, courtesy of Shelly. Just having a bit of fun.
Move down that way a little bit.
All right, that's good.
Sorry
that's
for the
good.
jerky
Thank
movement.
you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do now is set up the back end of it. And I'm just flattening off the end there. I don't really need the tailstock, but before I take it away,
Yeah.
I'm going to just turn the lathe off and make sure
Double
everything's
check.
good.
Do you want to double
Yeah.
check that? Tighten that up?
Okay, tighten it up again too.
This is opposite, so this is going to go opposite of what you think.
Is it?
Yep.
Loosen it up to tighten it up?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, thanks. That was, it did need a little bit there.
So there's a little Nova chuck. It's the smallest chuck I had to get this small piece of wood. I don't know. I'm 6'2", and you seemed way taller than me when I was watching you turn it swath. Could be Chuck, but I don't think I was way taller. But maybe a lot wider in some
Todd
areas.
seems pretty tall to me, I must say.
Yeah.
From my perspective. All right, so
Tucker
now.
L says, I wish I would have put more nails in the tree when I was a kid. Yeah, I don't know if you want to ruin bandsaw blades.
Are you the smart aleck that had a nail in the tree that somebody hit with their bandsaw?
I guess.
I guess. So what I want here is a recess.
Len's asking, what size gouge are you using?
I was using a 1/2-inch diameter. I think it's supposed to be a 40-40. Is that a Carter and Son?
No, it's a one-way, so it's about 13 millimeter. That one, actually, believe it or not.
13 millimeter and 1/2 inch are pretty close.
It's one of those one-way double-ended gouges.
Right. Oh,
my 40-40 grind's not as good as Cindy's. She'll have to put up with it.
I've got a problem here. Yeah, I know. Not only am I using somebody else's lathe, but even when I go to do a demo in person, I use my own tool. So this is it's a level of trust between wood turners if you'll use somebody else's gouge grind, right? All right, so let's take the measurement of his tenon and lock the caliper. We'll try scribing it on here. Tailstock, you got the other, that one?
Yeah, it's a tall one. I'll do some zooming just to...
Okay, that should be good. And I don't have any of my favorite tools here, but I know I can get the job done anyway. As always, there's more than one tool that'll do the job. So I'm going to do a roughing out of the recess with this parting tool right into the end grain. I need about an 1/8 inch, 3 millimeters deep. And this won't give me a very good parallel sided tenon, but it'll get me close to my diameter.
Looking for a
And then I'll
tool.
use that skew. What are you looking for?
Does that one work better?
No, the one I have was
Okay.
fine, although I do like that better.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to use the skew to go in and get my
That's too
parallel.
big.
What's that?
That's too big.
Yeah, probably too big. So we'll see how close we are now. Does everybody hear me okay? I think I've got, this is not
so.
my usual microphone, obviously, nor is it my
Yeah.
usual wood turning jacket.
Yeah, we both got independent mics on, so we should be okay because I'm still seeing the meters bounce. So.
Oh, good. Okay. So the problem with this skew as a tenon or recess sizer is it does a great job of making a parallel sided recess, but not a very great job of taking a tiny bit off the fit. So I'm getting close. And I've got to use a fair bit of skill here.
That's too wide?
That's too wide for sure.
Yep. I don't have anything that, oh, well, maybe.
I think I should send Todd some of my tools.
A little round nose scraper.
We're getting there. Oh, we're getting there.
Oh, good. Okay.
I'm just complaining about all the hardship here.
All the small things.
But I'm doing fine. What I'm doing is I'm touching it at near the opening. I don't know if you can see that. Touching it near the opening and getting just a tiny bite of a cut. Oh, now this is something I like.
Whoops. Chuck says, "Here you're fine now." So.
Oh, good. Okay, we're getting
Tony,
there.
same thing. Thank you, folks, for letting us know. Just to double check everything's working.
So you see all that? Oh, where
overhead?
are they? Overhead?
Yeah.
To get over tail wide?
Yeah,
Is
go
that what
ahead.
it is?
Yeah, over and then
Over.
hit the auto to transition.
Oh, puts it in preview, and
Yeah.
it puts it in program.
Yeah.
Okay.
And wide is the wider one.
Wide is that one?
Yeah.
Okay, what I really wanted was that one.
Yeah.
I wanted to show you how I put it in the recess and I turned it, and the hard oak is kind of crunching on the soft cherry, and it's telling me that it's too tight still. But it's telling me that it's pretty uniformly too tight, and all I need to do is take a little bit off here. Lining up the tool parallel with the bed of the lathe here will get me a hopefully pretty good parallel recess.
Put a picture in picture so they got both angles there.
Okay, good. That's good. Pretty nice having somebody else to switch cameras.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so this overhead
Yep, got it.
looks great.
Yeah.
It's not right up against the shoulder yet, but I'm gonna undercut it a little bit,
All right.
and then I'm gonna do some shaping on the outside. And there's never enough stuff around
If
here.
you need me to hold some or put some over here, let me know.
Oh, can I put them down there?
Yeah.
Not really.
Well.
Maybe not really. I don't actually need that anymore at all. And I'm going to put in a different tail center here. that little one in there.
That was the stab center, 1/2 inch stab center.
Uh-oh.
That should work.
Should it?
Oh, yeah. This one doesn't. You need the
Do we want to
knockout
just
bar. Knockout bar.
leave the stab center in here?
No, we'll just
Oh.
knock it out. Yeah, this is something I found with the.
I put an extension on my stab center.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I
just end up knocking it out.
It needs to be a little longer. Okay. Good. Very good. We'll put this guy in here
Leave that there
because
for you.
this is small enough
What did I get again?
for
I got this
sure
thing
to
up again.
fit in that hole. And I always like to put the center up with the lathe running because it'll find its own centering hole. If I just go and push the live center up while the lathe is off, quite often it won't really go right on center, but when the lathe's spinning, it finds its center.
She's struggling with my banjo and my tool rest coming back from the SWAT. It was pretty humid and a few things have rusted.
Yeah.
My
see this? I have
know.
never seen my lathe rusty like
this
that.
was all rusted up.
Wow.
So
Okay, how about a spindle?
I've
Spindle guy.
the AC in the shop really pulls out the humidity, but I've had it off for a good week. It's just
And JT Woodwork on there is commenting that video's a little big for me. Well, it's not done yet. We're going to put a little more delicacy to this. It's not actually a finial. It's a pedestal, a base for this plate that Todd just turned. All right, so now I'm going to go over here and I'm undercutting. Let's have tail stock.
sorry. One
There.
second.
Oh, you had picture in picture, didn't you?
That's all right. We can you can take that off. Picture in picture is there if you want to turn it on or off.
Well, I have the same thing on both, I think, don't I? Or do I? Tail stock? Wide? Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so I'm coming in here with the spindle gouge, and when I get almost to the edge, I'm going to scrape the last little bit because otherwise it'll chip out into that hole and cause a mess.
Let's see. Oh, we have Josh. Hello
how it
from
looks
South Carolina.
here.
I like that small live center you're using.
Yes. That's
Which
one
live
that I
center is
make.
it, Cindy?
That's one that I make. It's a miniature live center. Okay, don't we like this?
Overhead.
Overhead?
Good.
Overhead. Don't we like this? That's what I was after. So what I did was to make it come right up against the bottom of this dish, I undercut this surface. So that worked great. Now we can put our tailstock back up, knowing that I have a connection to the bottom of the plate that's going to work. So now I can make whatever shape I want. And the question is, how long of a pedestal do I want here anyway? I'll just do a little planing cut. I don't think oak is all that great for finials, but this isn't exactly a finial. All right, so what do we think? I'm going to say this width here should be greater than or less than the length of the pedestal. So, okay, this happens to be 140 millimeters. Okay, there we are. Or it's about 5.5 inches. So that means I want this to be something either less or more than that. I'm thinking less, though. I really think that something like 3 inches is pretty good. So let's just go about here. Sure, that's good. That's good. This went down here.
Other bay.
Down here. And that goes up here. Okay, so we'll put a little mark to tell me where I'm heading. And this is super easy here now because I've got the tailstock supporting it all. So I'm just going to do one of my usual fun little, not that. What do I need to do? Point the tool downhill when I'm cutting downhill. And don't do an entry cut with the flute open like that.
All right, there's a question on chat there for you.
A question for me, why did I choose the oak to go with the cherry? Oh, you know, I'm sorry, but I really wasn't thinking about the cherry when I chose the oak. I was thinking about, I want to try this oak.
Yeah.
So that's all. It's really not as well thought out as one might hope as far as that goes. I think probably black would go better with the cherry than oak would.
Stop that blowing around too much.
So I'm doing a little kind of a cove like I do often on a finial. And I'm going to make a onion shaped thing here.
Yeah, old man River is saying I should wax the tailstock spindle or quill to stop the rust. And yeah, eventually I will do that. I've got some maintenance to do all over on this lathe.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit of either polishing or steel wool that back, get the rust off, and then either oil it or wax it, and so that's what we'll do eventually.
So the oil or wax after the rust is gone will keep it from rusting again?
That is the idea.
That's the idea.
Not quite I do have your finial gouge if you want that.
This is working fine. Okay. It's a good exercise for me to try to do something without having the tools I'm used to.
It's pretty close to your grind anyway.
It is. It's close enough. The only thing that's different is that I usually shorten the cutting bevel more than that. Yeah. And I usually have my wings a bit more acute angle. Uh-oh.
I felt something hit me.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Here's why a person shouldn't use oak.
Yeah.
For this level of detail. Look at that. Big old crack in there.
Big old crack.
Well, darn, what am I going to do? I know what I can do. It'll take longer. How are we doing for time here? Are we supposed to...
We are 1919. We
got time for anything?
A lot. We've been 44 minutes in. Okay. Yeah, we got time for something.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm looking at this.
Looks like that crack might stop there.
The crack looks like it would probably stop right here. And really, the truth is, I might like cracks for some stuff, but pedestals are not one of them. So I'm going to cut this thing all the way off and start over is what I'm going to do.
I want you kind of show this just to see, let people see what this 400, 500-year-old oak.
Yeah.
This is from the trunk. That was probably 6 feet in diameter. And so these cracks are running radially from the pith out to the...
Here's the bark.
Yeah.
Here's the pith. And, you ought to go get that tiny little thing that distorted like crazy. So anyway,
I've been experimenting with this oak to see if I could anchor seal and dry it, or if I could put shavings and dry it.
Yeah, check this out.
But this is how much
this thing is. Let's get a measurement on that one.
The little cup. There's the bottom side.
That is 65 millimeters in one axis and 73 in the other.
So 8 millimeters.
8 millimeters of difference over just that much.
Yeah, so that's more than 10% distortion.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot. All right.
And but I just love turning this oak.
It's nice stuff. If it weren't for that crack, I was loving it. I was thinking I was going to get away with it.
Yeah. One of the things I've found is that I turned an oak sphere a long time ago, and it cracked right down the side of the sphere, one side of the sphere, and opened up wide enough that you could stick a nickel in it.
Oh my God.
And after 3 weeks of just letting it sit, it healed itself back up.
The crack
Closed.
closed up.
The sphere is no longer a sphere, but you know, it is sealed up. So sometimes oak moves and then bounces back. It's like a big rubber band. It's getting stressed and then it kind of relaxes back again.
Huh. And oak typically does that, huh?
Yeah, I think that's from my experience.
I have hardly ever turned any oak. It just doesn't seem to grow where I live, and I don't know why. I just haven't had it.
James is saying you can ebonize the oak to black. Yeah,
That would actually look really good.
it would look good. You could fume it. You know, it's got a lot of tannins. When you start looking at this stuff, and your hands just turn black from turning oak. So they'll get
Not
black.
yet.
It's
Look
yeah.
what happened to my fingernails, though.
Oh yeah, that's Shelly.
Oh, that was from turning the oak, wasn't it?
What you use to remove the rust from the tailstock? I'll use a bit of probably mineral spirits and steel wool, or maybe one of those 3M pads, and maybe some WD-40 if the mineral spirits isn't cutting it with the steel wool. I do have some royal jelly, but I don't know if that's going to work on iron.
Royal jelly removes rust. Is that what that is?
Yeah. Oh, we're back to tenon or recess.
We're doing
making.
the same thing over again. Now
Yeah.
I'm making a recess to fit that tenon, and I calipered the tenon,
Yeah.
and then transferred the diameter onto the end of my workpiece. Tried to get close with the parting tool, and there we are. Good enough. Can you move?
Oh, yeah.
What? Move the other way. There, so we can see looking down on it. What I want is a tight joint between the two, and that's not perfect. I would actually prefer to undercut this a little bit. Well, first I think I'll get down closer here on my, doing a little like a fillet to get close, and then we'll undercut here, and before I break through the wall, I'm just going to scrape the last bit of it.
So Chuck says it starts checking like that as soon as you cut it. I haven't had any luck with burr oak.
Oh,
Having said
really?
that, I have a small piece on the lathe right now. Well, good
Oh,
stuff.
good
Yeah.
for you.
I just love turning the oak. It's just the grain pattern is one of my favorites. So let me just switch that.
So
There we
that
go.
looks good to me.
Yep.
It's not a real tight fitting tenon, but you know, I know a few things I could do about that actually. What could I do? I could put some CA glue on the inside of my recess here. So I'll use this one. I just want to make it a little deeper right there in the middle. The recess is a little deeper right there in the middle. Now we're gonna start turning our finial again. It's not a finial, it's a pedestal, but it looks like it turns like a finial. It's the same
Let's I'm
characteristics.
gonna stop it for a second and let's just see if there's any cracks showing up.
Do you think that crack happened after I started turning?
I don't know. I don't think so. It looks clean to me.
I was thinking the crack was just hidden and I didn't notice it.
Yeah.
Oh, and it gets a nice finish on the
Yeah.
end grain from the cut,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. Beautiful stuff.
Advance the tailstock with the lathe spinning so it'll find its own center. Very nice. Okay. And now I am moving back toward the chuck a whole lot more. And I did say all I wanted was for the base to be smaller or shorter than the width of that plate. So anything goes. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say, here I am confronted with, I'm going to have to part it off and reach my parting tool in there at an angle. So maybe a little more. So I want to end, just so that I don't end up in trouble with the chuck, I'm going to end right here. Let's give me a little bit of a break. We'll end right here.
So what else do you intend to do after you part it off? You would turn it around, jam chuck it somehow? Or
I was just going to part it off. I mean,
okay, and undercut it.
I know that's sleazy, but the way I'm doing this, I haven't set myself up with a good way to clean up the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I could get a jam chuck that was deep and had a big hole in it and jam chuck this the other way around, but I wasn't planning to.
This is kind of opposite of what Cindy does. Just go in the shop and turn something. Cindy would plan it out first. Like most of us, we might just run out there, stick a piece of wood on the lathe, and turn it away to see what happens. So,
I never
and I'm
do
in
that.
favor of both ways of doing that. I just love turning wood just for no reason sometimes.
And I'm one who will always plan it out, and I'll say, well, if that's what I want to do, then I'm going to set myself up with the process that will give me a cleaned up piece on every surface. I'm also now, because I had that little mishap with the track, kind of changing my design a little bit too. Why am I doing all that with the spindle gouge? I can do it faster with the bowl gouge.
Flitz metal polish, a lot of guys use. Never heard of that one.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Okay.
Flitz metal polish. Who was it who told me that? Someone told me that for getting the rust off your bed, metal polish. So yeah. Boy, this stuff. Look at the chips. Not bad, huh?
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
JP Woodwork says maybe check halfway through to see if any cracks open up.
Well, we did for one time, but let's do that again. Yeah. We were wondering if maybe the crack opened up after I started. Oh, Austin says, white oak will check even in wax if you leave the pith in. Yeah, well, he didn't leave the pith in. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. No cracks. Nice little bug holes, though. But those are fine. Those are not, they don't offend me, and they don't interfere with anything. This interferes with something. I see why you had it at a weird angle there.
Yeah, we could put it on the other side if you wanted to.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm so right-handed, I can't handle that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to make a little bit of a better undercut here, entry cut, and a nice sharp radius. But I'm not going to get too carried away like I think this is a piece of madrone or African blackwood, like I did at first. I just can't help myself. I always start doing it like I think I'm going to make a thin thing. And I could go a little faster if I had a small bowl gouge. There's a small bowl gouge on the other end of this tool. So if I turned it around in the handle, and the question is, am I going to spend more time taking it apart and turning it around in the handle than if I just kept going? Difficult to say.
Well, you can turn it around and use a fresh edge on this spindle gouge, but it's not quite the same.
A fresh spindle gouge would be nice.
I'll turn this one around for you.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Very nice. And this is a tool that I have not used yet. It's a robust
3/8 inch
spindle gouge. 3/8 inch spindle gouge.
There's your little bowl gouge now.
Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this, but here's why I like to reduce the cutting bevel, because when I try to make this corner turn around, the flat bevel kind of jumps over the edge, and it makes it not easy to make a smooth curve.
Yeah.
So this would be great for outside and be great for beads and all that, but not as great for a small cove. It'll look fine for this big cove I'm about to do. But let's just, oh, still that one too. Okay. Maybe I can do it by dropping the handle a lot. Oh, that did it. I got up on top of it. And I got that curve. Okay. Small bowl gouge. I know I'm hogging all the lathe time here, guys. Did you notice that?
That's all
Tod
right.
turned for a little while. Now I'm going hogging all the lathe time. I'm enjoying this oak. It's fun to be able to turn something. Here's another thing you don't see me do very often, and that is not sand. But I don't want to sand. I'm a bit concerned that if I make this curve as tight as I want, I have a good chance of cutting into where that tenon recess is. And the low point of the cove is right about here. Does that look like a good shape
Yeah.
to go with that
Maybe
dish?
just a little bit more off right in there.
A little more off right in here, yeah. And I'm
That's
actually
got it.
going to close the flute and just lightly scrape that shape, because it's easier for me to get the bumps out
Yeah.
that way.
Very
Yes?
cool. Yep. I like
Yeah.
it.
Good. Well, if Tod likes it, I'm happy. And now you can see that I'm cutting it at an angle here, so that this edge right here will be sitting on the surface, even though it'll be kind of rough right in the very center, because when it parts off, it's going to leave a little nub there. And we're doing double parting tool. Is that good? Okay.
You're good.
Double parting tool wide to accommodate the height of this tool in the curve. And at some point, I got to get the tailstock out of there. And
JP Woodworks
that's
asked,
it.
how often does what you see in your head come out exactly in the final piece?
Oh, how often? Most of the time.
Yeah.
But this time, what I saw in my head didn't work because the wood had a crack in it. So if something like that happens, all bets are off. No matter how well you plan, you're not going to get what you want. Okay, if I was going to sand, I'm going to sand all of this now. I think we're not sanding.
No, we're
So
good there.
elbow on the headstock for stability, and no long sleeves either. I'm holding on to it. Parting tool in one hand. Cut all the way through, and there we are. So I've kind of got some roughness here, and what I can do is I can put a little sanding pad in the headstock or in a drill press and just sand that middle. And as long as I don't touch this outer rim, it'll sit nicely. But I think I need a bowl gouge or a spindle gouge here
Oh, you need something?
to cut that. I don't think it's going to sit
Oh, I see.
flat
Yeah.
with that sticking out there. So we'll just take
Let me just. Okay.
maybe we can get rid of PIP there.
take this
okay.
away.
Yeah, take that away. I'm just going to get this little bit
There.
trimmed away.
Oh, let me get this set up.
And then maybe we get my thing here up between centers to show off this piece.
I was going to put it here.
Oh, you were going to
Put
put
the
it
base
there?
right there.
Oh, put this right here?
Yeah, and that on top.
Okay.
I'm framing that up right now.
Okay. Okay.
Hit the tailstock view.
Okay. Down a little to get its beautiful profile.
Yeah. Right there, and then we'll widen this out a little bit to get a top-down view. So that's the little thing, and then what does this look like? That's the dish. This
So
one's
Kirk is
better.
asking whether it's red or white oak. This is a white oak, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I'm thinking by the end grain. You can see on the end grain of oak whether it's white oak or red oak. White oak is really closed up on the end grain. Red oak has got more open stuff.
And if we look at that profile right there,
Oh,
I just
and,
love the ray fleck patterns and
skew
the grain.
chisels. Todd, you use skew chisels more than I do, I think, don't you?
Yeah,
I don't use them much.
I'm not good at doing these kind of recurves with skew chisels. I'd be more doing this with a spindle gouge like Cindy.
Coves are better off
Yeah.
with a spindle gouge.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to get back up
All
to
right.
full height.
Yeah.
All right.
That is wonderful little project. Great having you in the shop.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was fun. Thank
Definitely.
you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for letting me turn some of your oak.
Yeah, absolutely. That was
stuff,
good.
Good stuff.
Thanks, folks, for joining in. I mean, we got 4-2 on here on live. I think great
Yeah.
stuff. So that's a great way to spend a Tuesday
Nice little
evening.
collaborative project.
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely. We might do this again in a month.
We might do this again in a month,
Yeah.
only in my shop
Her shop.
this time.
Yeah.
So I get to do all the camera switching,
Yeah.
and Todd is going to have to bend over about down.
I'll be down here.
Oh
turning.
my God. Oh, he's
Yeah.
probably not going to want to turn much at that rate.
Yeah. But it'll be fun. It'll be
It'll
fun.
be fun.
So
Yeah. So stay tuned. We'll be back.
yeah. Thanks everybody for joining. I hope you had fun. We're getting a little dusty and sweaty out here, so we're gonna go in and have some dinner.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Pulled pork
Shelly is
tacos.
cooking for us. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye everyone. And yeah,
I'll do it.
there we go.